This video is brought to you by Artlist, more on them a bit later. I thought it would be interesting to compare the compact and portable Osmo Pocket 3 to my heavyweight professional RS3 Pro. The DJI RS3 Pro has really become my go-to gimbal over the last few years for all of my professional work. However, I have been using the Osmo Pocket 3 for the last few months, and it keeps surprising me with how good it is. So I thought I would put these two in a head-to-head, and honestly, the results were a bit interesting. Also, later in this video, I do jump on a FaceTime call with Cammackey, and he is showing us how he used the Osmo Pocket 3 to rig to his Bronco. It's pretty interesting stuff, so definitely stick around to see that near the end of the video. So in order to put these two gimbals to the test, I thought it would be interesting to bring them out into the real world, where I filmed a couple of buddies, Zach and Andrew, playing 1v1 basketball. I thought that would be a good test to see how these two gimbals can handle quick movements, sudden stops, and dynamic action of a fast-paced sport. So let's start with the more professional RS3 Pro. How did it handle? Well, honestly, of course, it handled great. This thing is designed to get you high quality, smooth movement, and it doesn't disappoint. That's why I've been using it for the past few years for a lot of my commercial production. And if you're looking at this footage, you can tell that the RS3 Pro, it's smooth, it's buttery, it's exactly what you would expect from a top tier professional gimbal. Now, one of the benefits of the RS3 Pro is that it is really easy to get it into a low mode. So you're able to get these really cool, dynamic, low shots of whatever you're filming, in this case, basketball, which is honestly pretty cool. Now, even though it does have this nice, slender, lightweight design for what it is, when I used the Osmo Pocket 3, suddenly the RS3 Pro felt kind of heavy and cumbersome. Obviously, it's not for what it is, but when I was using the Osmo Pocket 3, I was kind of taken aback by just how much fun it was to use. I feel like I was able to keep up with the action almost a little bit better with the Osmo Pocket 3. It didn't have as much delay. I could be a little bit snappier and quicker with my movements, which was pretty cool for the Osmo Pocket 3. Also, if you're looking at this footage, it looks surprisingly good. I did find that because this is a 20mm equivalent lens, and then on here is an 18mm equivalent lens, the footage looked relatively the same. Obviously, I think the Lumix did have a little bit of an edge when it comes to quality, but because it's so wide, the Osmo Pocket 3 holds up just fine. That being said, this does have an interchangeable mount, so you are able to attach other more telephoto lenses, which I didn't actually do in this test, but that is an option with a proper gimbal setup, whereas the Osmo Pocket 3, you're kind of stuck with that. You can go wider with an attachment, but you actually really can't go any closer. Now, the Osmo Pocket 3 being so lightweight was definitely an advantage, but it was also a disadvantage. It had no weight to it, so I did find that when I was doing a little bit quicker movements, you notice a bit more of a jerkiness with the Osmo Pocket 3 versus the RS3 Pro. It's definitely something to consider. Zach and Andrew were actually playing a 1v1, so I didn't know what the movements were gonna be, so oftentimes they juked me out as much as each other, so I did miss a lot of shots. However, I did still find that I could keep up a bit quicker with the Osmo Pocket 3, so that is a plus. So basically, there's a bit of a trade-off between convenience and overall quality. However, there is kind of a game changer when it comes to the Osmo Pocket 3. Theo, good boy. Hey, Bubba. So this video is sponsored by Artlist, and I'm gonna be honest, guys, I have not used Artlist prior to being sponsored by them, but now that I have used them, I honestly should have been signed up much sooner. Now, primarily they're a music licensing service, and honestly, their music quality is incredible. You have cinematic stuff like this, or a little bit more my speed, you have lo-fi music like this. But really, that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Artlist. They also have, hey, do you mind? They also have a wide library of sound effects, which are great, but also they have different templates for After Effects, Final Cut Pro, and DaVinci Resolve. Additionally, they have a lot of stock footage, which looks really good. So let's say you were filming a video in the Dolomites. Well, if you missed a few shots, you could maybe find some footage here, or maybe you're filming a video about agriculture and you just need a few pickup shots to cover some A-roll that maybe you didn't get some B-roll clips for. Well, they have that for you here as well. Honestly, I have no idea why I was not signed up to Artlist sooner. And if you want to try them out for yourself, there will be a link in the description for you to check them out. I think it could be worth your while. So recently I actually picked up this relatively affordable car mount for the Osmo Pocket 3. I took it with me to East Tennessee and I was able to get different shots from around my car, whether that was filming me driving or filming the road or filming the tire. It allowed me to kind of experiment and get shots that I normally couldn't get with my normal camera setup. And really the biggest key thing with the Osmo Pocket 3 for car mounted shots is that you can control it wirelessly from your phone. So to demonstrate this for you guys, I attached the Osmo Pocket 3 to the back of my car and had Andrew walk behind me, and I was able to control with my phone the Osmo Pocket 3 settings, whether or not it was tracking Andrew and the record button from inside my car without having to get out and mess with the camera, which is honestly a huge deal, especially if you're filming by yourself. Now, would I use this commercially? Maybe not. Obviously, if you proper rig out the RS3 Pro, it's going to look way, way better. However, it's also significantly more expensive and you need a crew and a lot more camera gear to make it work. Now, I've only just started using the Osmo Pocket 3 with a car mount, but my friend Cammackey has actually had a bit more experience using it with his Bronco, and he jumped on a FaceTime call to kind of share with you how he's been using it. How's it going, Cam?
What's going on, brother?
Not too much, just gonna pick your brain about the good old-fashioned Osmo Pocket 3. How's that sound?
Oh yeah, most used camera, let's do it.
Yeah, so I've just picked up a 3-suction cup mount, car mount for this thing, and I've been messing around with it, which has been really cool. And I think you just got the exact same one,
Yeah.
Which is really cool. But I know you've done a lot of different types of car mounts with your Bronco and the Osmo Pocket. So I just was wondering if you could quickly walk us through how you've been using the Osmo Pocket 3 in your car.
Yeah, well, I have a Bronco and there's a few different unique options that it has to be able to mount it. So the first thing I usually do, let me show you first my whole setup that I have when it comes to, because you know, I do a lot of road trips.
Oh yeah.
Oops, this will be a camera cut.
That's what you think.
So, you know, I do a lot of road trips, and so I usually have this case in my Bronco at all times because this is usually where I keep all of my rigging stuff. I have tools in here, I have toilet paper. In this bag though, I have all of my mounting things. So there's like a chest mount, there's little sticky parts, there's parts for other cameras and stuff, but this is all like GoPro oriented type mounts.
Okay.
So if I need any screws or anything, that's all in there. The main thing that I was using first, and this is when I had the Bronco Sport, which didn't have as much options, was a simple car mount suction cup, which you can use any brand. You know, they're all pretty much the same thing, but it's basically this, and it has a magic arm that connects to it, and that's the way I was using it. But this is where it gets a little bit more exciting with the Bronco. First off, I'm gonna get up into here. I'm gonna get a magic arm out of here.
Oh, nice. Dude, that's awesome.
So right here, they put quarter 20 mounts. So there was only one before, but I put this aftermarket accessory. So that pops into there, and I put the Pocket 3 up here a lot. And then I have a magnetic phone mount down here. So I do the wireless app, and I'm able to control the gimbal or the modes. So that is like, you know, I could vlog easily while off-road or just anytime I'm in the car. The other option is I have this Ulanzi magnetic little plate here, and I have metal all around here. So this is what's cool about the Pocket 3 is the fact that it's so small. It has a gimbal, you can wirelessly control it. It's almost like having a professional cinema camera build out with the gimbal and this little tiny thing. I also do have the little action mount here, which wraps around the body, and it puts a GoPro mount on it. So because you know, there are times when you mount from the bottom, it's kind of like you don't really trust it.
No, so I same thing, but what I ended up doing is I just gaff around the seam.
Yeah.
And that seems to hold it together, but the action mount is probably the better route.
Yeah, because I think this is only like $20.
Oh,
this
really?
little piece.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. And this holds it, this is way more secure because it holds the actual body. And then, you know, we all have GoPro accessories. This will just work with everything from there. So if I'm doing something where, you know, if the camera's outside of the vehicle and I'm off-roading or anything like that, I try to use this instead, just for security. And it kind of helps with the wobbles and stuff, because the Jello does get bad if you're like doing something crazy with the Pocket 3.
Right, so obviously it is very versatile, but speaking of Jello, what are some of those things that you found that maybe limit it a bit?
Well, when I go off-roading, if I'm going slow, it looks amazing. And again, be able to have wireless control with my phone, like right here, it's sick because I'm able to control the composition. Like I could twist it and put it back on my face and like speak through the windshield, or I could show where I'm going. But once you start going fast off-road and you start getting jitters, you do see that a lot on the Pocket 3. I would say the main thing, the action holder thing and this magnetic mount. But again, I know normal people cars, maybe it won't work. Like this is all plastics in here, so I don't know. Get a Bronco, I guess.
Yeah, more of the story.
Solution. But yeah, look, I could put this up here, put the Pocket 3 upside down on there, get a vlogging angle, put the wide angle lens. That's another thing. Make sure you have the wide angle lens if you're gonna shoot any interior car stuff, because you're gonna need it.
So Osmo Pocket 3 or RS3 Pro, which one should you use? Well, honestly, it's gonna just come down to what you're doing. I think what's really cool about this test, and hopefully what you guys got out of it, was that the Osmo Pocket 3 just keeps being better than it should be. Is it going to replace a real gimbal? No, although I wish it would, because when you hold this thing for 16 hours in a day, boy, this would be much nicer to carry around than this whole thing. The Osmo Pocket 3 is really cool, and it could be the right tool for you if you're a solo creator. If you want to see how I rig out my RS3 Pro for professional work, click on the video right here. Or if you want more Osmo Pocket 3 content, I have plenty on the channel. Click the video right here. Guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys.